What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36. This is Big Games B.S, part of Den Media Group, presented by AlphaClinicOnline.com. AlphaClinicOnline.com is a go-to website for all things male enhancement. Um, again, nothing that brings up us needing more testosterone than high school recruiting. People deciding that they wanted to be upset about decisions that little boys are making. Some of them, the best decisions they make for their own family. Some of them, decisions that don't even really truly affect us. So we'll get to a lot of those things later. This is the first show. I mean, no, we had a show after the 4th of July, that's right? We had Drake's commitment. We had a lot of things going on this weekend. Obviously, you get a lot more news as things kind of progress and move forward. But just here to just vibe and just talk again. We have any of your questions that you guys have, especially when it comes to the YouTube. First, jam the like button. Second, if you're a member or you do a super chat, greatly appreciate it. But before we get into all of that, and I'll probably try to do this a couple times, but it's that time of year. Every year for my birthday. This year happens to be my 40th birthday. We have a book bag drive. We did the official media launch of it on Friday. Had a lot of people donate, a lot of good stuff, a lot of good feedback, and just we have a lot of good fun with it. But it's my 5th annual book bag drive in Orlando, Tallahassee, Atlanta. We have a food drive attached with most of them, as well as a football camp. Tallahassee, the football camp will probably have some of your favorite Seminoles. Excuse me. Currently going up there and working the camp for you. In Jacksonville, we'll have some of the best prospects in the area, as well as coaches. Will also have a parent and coaches symposium brought to you. That as we get more details, we will share more. But again, I believe we raised $5,000 since we announced it on Friday. Andre, no, it's never too late to send money. We'll be raising money until after it. Some of the bills we get to pay 30-day what is it called? 30 days in the rear. So we'll be raising some funds for that as we get going. But do we have that the tweet up there for that one? But basically, the vibe for the book bag drive is one of my favorite people to pick on and laugh at. He says some righteous things sometimes, but for the most part, I don't know what kind of person he is. But Dr. Umar Johnson, he had a really good viral meme, and if he can raise a bunch of money for a school that doesn't exist, we should be able to raise some money for some book bags. And basically, this is what I'm going to be like every day until my book bag drive, until I reach the goal. I'm going to be like Dr. Umar Johnson right here.
Donations, 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 gifts, gifts, gifts.
I don't need the Red Lobster gift card.
More gifts.
But we need the
more
donation.
Gifts. Donation.
But if you go click the tweet, that was the quote tweet from that, or you can go down to the next thing where shout out to Mark. He donated today. He donated 10 book bags. Shout out to Clay Fink, little college guy. Actually, Clay Fink is the first person in any of the major things. It's not the major groups. So that's not including Chris, not including George, not including my guy Luke with not Luke. Why did I say Luke? I can't believe I just forgot my guy's name. It'll come to me. Damn. I feel bad. His name definitely not Luke. It'll come to anyways. He's not the first person, but he's the first person with 247 Rivals or any of those that have donated before. And I shout out to damn, I can't believe I said that motherfucking name was Luke. This is gonna bother me until I remember that shit. Because he's actually like my little bro in this media shit. Hold on, man. Now I hate when I do shit like that. Damn. It started with an L. In my defense, it started with an L. Logan. Logan is the Logan always Logan Robinson with no game day always represents it. Forgive me in my early onset CTE for coming with it, but those are the different things. Go check my pinned tweets. You'll know how to be able to donate stuff like that. But Clay shot me $15, man. And that's what's up. Clay's in college. He ain't making the big 247, but the fact is he shared it too. You would be like, we could do a lot in FSU media if they would get their fucking heads out of their ass and like just share shit. They're not gonna, you know what, Clay, that's what we're gonna call him. Clay. If the football players come, like if we do what we've been doing, Clay gets to cover it. Clay, you could cover it for whatever you need to cover it for. Nobody else gets to cover it because they don't even pretend like I even fucking exist. The hatred makes my balls itch. It's a bad look. It's not a good look. Not a good look. I'm going to save my disdain for the reputables, not just FSUs. We're taking this to the next level. You're going to want to hear this. Because we're actually going to talk recruiting today because I like my recruiting board, my fantasy board. I'm going to get on you guys, but I'm also going to get on shit that I believe is well earned. I believe stars are earned. Rankings matter. And we're going to get into that and why I'm a little perturbed with not the local guys, but their bosses. Well, one of their bosses. The other ones have the opportunity to do the right thing, do right by the child. But in the meantime, we need donations for the book bag drive. Need you guys to come through for that. The first one's July 20th, so not this weekend, next weekend. And then consecutive weekends after that. Yesterday, something happened when I was on Renegade Report with George, Deshaun, and Jen. It was a little wild. It was crazy. I haven't had this conversation in 4 years. Last time I talked to her was on July 27th, 2000. The world was shut down. I hadn't talked to my daughter in 4 years. Talked to her, but I haven't talked about her a lot, but have not spoken with her. Talked to her, and yeah, I realized, I talked to her. We talked about 30, 40 minutes. Got her social media handle. Can you go to IG, Miles? Because we're gonna have to eventually go to IG and just going to embarrass her for a second. Not really embarrassed, but I learned she crazy as shit. Something fucking wrong with her. Don't know where they get this from. Actually, I do know where she gets it from. Juvenile made a song called "She Get It From Her Mama," and that's basically what it is. I was looking. One of the things that I tell people: don't do this. Like, I hope my mother doesn't do this to me, because your nose will bring you into a lot of business that your mind doesn't need to be in. And I say this to say is don't look at the stories. Because then you just realize that they're fucking insane, and there's things that you probably just didn't want to know. And there's nothing like that, nothing over the top. She's covered for the most part, but she was in a damn towel. And the first thing I wanted to do is say, hey, cut that shit out. But then I'm like, you know what? I remember the conversation that my late teammate had with me. And I cooled out. I chilled out. It's you go on IG? Yeah. It's shit. I'm telling you to get on something and I forgot the name of it. If I forgot Logan's name, God forbid I try to remember an IG name that I just found out today. It's Chef Milaans. And if y'all would please go support. She put something up there, man, that was so good. Like one of these crab legs look amazing. Made me want to get some. I made for our birthday. She may be making me some crab legs. And if they're good, she may be the new chef. Be one of the new chefs. Like click on the crab. Go scroll down. I'm gonna give this is what you're supposed to do. I think like click on the one with the big ass lemon there in the middle. Like, that's how you know some. I wish that the egg could use a little bit more, but to me that looked good. I like the corn. Would love to sample a piece of that goddamn corn. But this is her page. If you're on IG or TikTok, same name. Please go take a chance to go follow her and do that. But if we can click on the story real quick, because this is just threw me off. I was like, oh man, I wasn't ready for this. I wasn't ready for that.
I almost exited out right.
It's nothing overly top bad. She's singing. At least she's washing. I don't know what happened with that.
Yeah.
But it was just some other stuff, and then she's talking, she's wilding out. And her mother's on there too. I don't want to show her mother on one of the things. She just talked to her. But bottom line is, y'all go regardless of if I talk to her again or if not, if it's another 4 years, please go follow her page, support her. She's going to school for culinary arts, so she wants to cook. So that's some housekeeping notes, things that have been going on with me. I'm sure you guys were just thrilled to know and wanted to hear that out. Yeah, so much appreciated with all of that. I forgot all about my guy Stevie Stack sharing this thing. I need him to share it. All right, now we're gonna go to this thing. This one's pretty cool. The only reason I'm sharing this is because I don't watch a lot of TV. But I do like TV at the same time. I used to watch it a lot more when I was younger. And a lot of these TV shows, and then if I watch a show, I really get into it. So this last one is just something that for you guys to be thinking of. And I'm really, I might even go try to do my own, like on the Sports Den Live where they do like your own tournament. So they got 50 shows. They have the number one show of all time is Breaking Bad.
That's kind of
Breaking Bad's good. I've never watched it, but I know enough about it to know that they have a spinoff of it that's also on this list. Yeah. Game of Thrones number 2. I fucks with Game of Thrones. Never watched Chernobyl. Fucks with The Sopranos. Band of Brothers is really, really good. The Wire is really, really good. Better Call Saul, which is a spinoff of Breaking Bad. I do know that. I heard that's pretty good. I didn't like Stranger Things.
What?
Couldn't get into it. Too weird. Where were the fucking parents? I do know this was the 80s, in the 90s, 80s or something like that. And parents, for whatever reason, just let kids get away with a lot of shit. But come on, man.
That needs to be higher on the list.
Sherlock's pretty good. I've never got into Peaky Blinders. The Twilight Zone. Don't know what Fleabag is. Fargo, I've heard of it, never watched it. House, solid. Never. I'm proud to say I've never watched an episode of Friends. Don't know what Dark is.
I don't know either.
The Office is pretty solid. I go back and watch the clips. Really good. Never watched Succession. Never watched Battlestar Galactica. Don't know what Freaks and Geeks are.
What?
Mad Men. Incredible show until the last season. Really good show. The fact that Narcos is 22 on this list is crazy.
Of course you.
Because Narcos is real. It's like actual real. This shit happened, man. And it was about coke. And it was about the 80s, man. It was amazing shit. And each one they could have fleshed it out more. They need to do new Narcos.
It's good. I'm surprised.
I don't know what Mindhunter is. Mr. Robot, I have an idea of what that is. It's with the really pale guy. Black Mirror, I've heard good stuff about it. Never watched it. It's Always Sunny. The Boys, good. Seinfeld, I like it. Going through the rest of this. The Mandalorian is entirely too new for it to be up here on this list.
It's not even that. Get out of here with the Mandalorian.
Lost, I get it. I know a lot of people watched it.
Yes.
Wait a minute. There's a show that's not in this. How the fuck is 24 not in this?
24 did have a grip on the nation.
We had 24 watch parties on Friday nights. Like it had a whole grip. The whole premise of it is the beginning of it was each episode was 1 hour in a 24-hour period of some big shit happening.
That's pretty dope.
And all you people who pick on man bags didn't have shit to say about Jack Bauer. Everything Jack Bauer needed was in that man bag. He pulled out it's called a satchel when you're a man. He had his satchel. Everything he needed was in that satchel. The fact that that's not on this, I don't even want to read anymore. Fuck this list. This list is worse than On 3's rankings.
It's an impossible list to make. You love 900 though. It's about serial killers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You had me at Serial. I'm gonna go watch it.
Yeah, fantastic acting all around.
Blacklist isn't on here. Raymond Reddington is one of the greatest.
I forgot about
Raymond Reddington is one of the greatest characters. That's where I get my people. People give me credit for some quotes that I say regularly because like when I say when somebody dies, it's people dying that's never died before. That's not mine. That's from Mr. Brown from Meet the Browns. Is one of the few Tyler Perry things. It was just so crazy when I heard it. I just gotta say it gives me joy when I say it in a bad. It breaks up the darkness of a bad. It's a dark joke, but it's funny at the same time.
It's a great line.
But in 2021, when I almost died, I came out. I remember this episode of Blacklisted. He said, "God doesn't want me, and the devil's not finished with me." and he said that, and I'm like, "Yo, that is great. That's a great quote." But again, what are some in the comments? Please put in there. What are some of your favorite shows? Favorite TV shows? Girlfriends, I personally think was one of my guilty pleasures when I was coming up. I liked it so much. Kelsey,
that's surprising.
I like Tony Childs. I'm a big Tony Childs, the dark-skinned one with the big lips. I love Tony Childs. Tony, if I were rich, I would pay Tony Childs to blow my soup. Like that would be her whole job. That would be Tony Childs' entire job.
There's so much I had to register.
Boston,
you couldn't say that. Okay,
yeah. Boston Legal is good, but not as good as Dexter. Dexter should be on that list.
Dexter's not on the list.
Maybe it was, and I just stopped reading. But Dexter's a really good show. It's a lot of things that were on this list that should be there. Would love you guys to just continue to go. Blacklist not being on this is yes, Adrian. That's all I want. Her soup coolers are amazing.
That sounds like a racist term.
I mean, they're big. For her size. I think they're not even really that. Oh, it's just Reno 911 should be on this list.
Woo! Oh,
I love Niecy Nash. No, I love Niecy Nash. Yes. Yeah. Niecy Nash's mouth is what she can kiss. Niecy Nash can kiss your entire face. Like some people live right in there. And this might be a black male thing here. But a lot of I've heard the jokes about white people not having thin lips and not having the lips. But man, I want she put the red lipstick on and boom, you got red lipstick from here to here and all over your face. You look like the Joker. Power should be. I think Power, yeah. But Power kind of lost me. I think we just liked Power. I don't like Power was just way too. It just didn't make he was just killing too many bodies for people not to connect the dots. Snowfall, I've never watched the true, but I believe it should be because there's a lot of quotes. And I think if it's a powerful, strong quote, you got to give it props. I built this shit brick by brick. I'd be damned if I let you tear it down because you don't like the way another nigga talk. Also, I have one that's a reel that's gone viral and is honest, like, you're the devil. And he's like, yeah. And then he goes, bodies, him, her, you, him, bodies. Like, come on, man. And the fact that he's British, the fact that a British dude was able to encapsulate all of this. The Shy looks good. I've never watched it. What happened was a lot of these shows came on and I stopped watching TV like that. And I couldn't really get into it. But like I've seen the memes come on my YouTube feed or my IG, and I'm like, damn, I could fuck with that if I just turn the TV on. Because like I'm literally a guy who's sitting in darkness for hours.
You can watch it on your phone.
I could, like, but then that's the problem. I should just watch it on the phone. Yeah. That would make sense. And I think I might, when I start traveling back up, I think I'm going to be, Eric Bay, dude, you're so right. Stringer Bell. Bro, I almost cried when I found out that Stringer Bell when I found out Idris Elba was British. I was The Wire, 2 things from The Wire I called my mom on. The first one was, I think season 3, the way season 3 starts off, Omar goes to the corner store to go buy some Honey Nut Cheerios, right? He comes in and you see this long hair and you see light skin. You automatically assume, because I didn't really pay attention to first. I went back and watched all the seasons after that. I started like at the end of season 2. I just knew Omar was a goon. Omar, you see a light skin, long hair thing. I'm like, Omar, look at Omar, got him a little Puerto Rican. Shout out to Omar. Omar pulls himself a bowl of cereal. He's chewing the cereal. And then what turns around in the bed, it's a dude. It's a light-skinned Puerto Rican dude. And I'm like, no, my eyes. I called my mom. I did the only thing I knew to do in that situation. I called my mom. I said, Mom, Omar's gay. Did you know Omar was gay? How long did you know Omar was gay? She's like, yeah, baby, Omar gay. What the hell's wrong with you? But then, so this is why I tell you, women that love to say men are homophobic. It's not true. We all know Omar's gay, but he's also the hardest, coldest killer in cinematic history, and we like that. We'll quote a Omar. I mean, just if you gay, you gotta be all in. And we knew he was a goon.
Oh, and he was like,
pause. No, Jesus Christ. And he had a code. And he had some great lines. Aim for the king, you best not miss. Robs Marlowe and says, you got me confused with a man who repeats himself. I say, yo, man. Game of Thrones is the only thing that made us want to see a kid die.
I love it.
Like Joffrey's unalive ceremony was amazing. Oh man, you can do a whole show on this, man. Like you guys are good, great shows in the comments. Right now, as you're doing this, I love to educate people as a history guy, big history buff here. I love seeing when I see a great moment in Black history. I love it, and again, I love just smushing DEI in the face. And I can only imagine what some of your ancestors were saying when this moment happened. But look at how great football has come since we've allowed in diversity, equity, and inclusion. You'll never want, like right now, I never thought I would see the day. I'm trying to figure, I'd be like trying to count on my hand how many white quarterbacks we have. There's a lot of black quarterbacks out there. I'm about to say colorbacks. It's a lot of black quarterbacks out there. And there's more that are going to get drafted this year. Shout out to my guy. We're going to talk about one white, but he looks like Pete Davidson right now. But I can say that because he's one of my guys. But let's talk about this real moment in Black history. You got to find like some kind of music, like some drums or some shit. This moment in Black sports history, I don't know, presented by Jeekins Barbecue. I don't know. It just sounds like something that it should be presented by, even though I don't like that barbecue. But let's check this out. Oz was good. They put Oz in there. Yeah. But Oz was so gay.
Oh, Spartacus.
Spartacus. Jupiter's cock. Like Spartacus have you on, man, you know what? Fuck that. I'm doing my own show this. I can't name, but Spartacus was amazing. It was like softcore porn and violence all rolled into one.
Gayest thing I ever seen. But great show.
Yeah, they had the black dudes. It's always the black dudes. They just gotta sprinkle of the gay in there. Like, but he was a hell of a fighter though.
I think the guy, the black ball guy, who passed away, the actor.
Yeah. He was the all. No, was he an All-State? No, he was something else too. But yeah, let's he was also in The Wire.
Oh, really?
He was one of the police captains. That's it. Uncle Shug's Chicken and Waffles. Look, Uncle Shug.
Marlon Briscoe, number 15, was introduced into the quarterback slot. Marlon played well in his first exposure. He would have his finest all-around day against the visiting Miami Dolphins.
These guys are coming off. These guys are working a double
Marlon
shift and
displayed the
coming out
ability
and
to roll out and scramble. He brought additional excitement to the Bronco attack. With less than 2 minutes left, he stunned everyone with a daring quarterback sneak from 10 yards out and won the game.
Quarterback sneak. This is witchcraft.
Floyd begged quarterback Marlon Briscoe to throw the ball as far as he could.
There's a guy.
I'll be there, said Little.
This is what's wrong with America today. Can't we just play football the way it was meant to be played? Somebody is using that argument right now. He can slip. Sling it. Look at that. We would cuss that guy out right now if he did that. The ball was so on the money, they didn't know what to do with it. This is the first black quarterback to play in the NFL, guys. Like the guy was just like, look at, has anybody paid attention to the referees? The referees don't know what to do. They're not used to it. The music sounds like it's like an 18. It's some heroic shit. Grant, can you get some of your friends? I know Grant Gray's gonna watch this. Can some of your friends follow me around in Tallahassee and play music like this when I go in the room? Shit is lit, man. These guys don't know what to do, man. Until dog, see, back then, black quarterbacks in the league had black names. Marlon Briscoe, Joe Gillum. They also had nicknames, too. I know Doug Williams did have a nickname. I just can't think of it. Marlon Bobby Briscoe. Joe Goes Gillum. That music was awesome. But play the next thing, the IG thing. This shit is hilarious, dog. Because this is probably what happened. So this is what happened when the first black quarterback played in the NFL. This is probably what happened when the first black quarterback played in general. And here we go. I love this narration. This is amazing.
Oh, dude. Ooh. Tucker's down. Damn it. Tyrone, we got to move you to QB. I got you. Coach, what? You can't do that, dude. Tyrone's like, not mailing a challenge, bro. Tucker, I know he's not white. Tyrone, get in the game. Throw it. Throw it. What is he doing? Is he black?
The prophecies are true.
What's happening to me, dude?
You're not needed anymore.
Wait, no, he hasn't even thrown the ball yet, bro.
He goes! Touchdown!
No, it can't be.
The prophecy states, when the black QB run, the white QB is done.
Sorry, Tuck. No!
I'm sorry. That's funny, man. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize, but that's a real story in Black history. Continuation. Apparently, bathing is now a FanDuel question. They put out on Twitter, be honest, the over or under 2.5 showers a week. How many showers?
2.5 a week.
I only bring it up because, again, right around the time I stopped talking to my daughter, I found out that white people don't bathe. And it was just amazing. It's always been an amazing thing to me. And 2.5 showers a week is what is you guys' over under on showers per week? I'm at I think 7.5.
That's what I'm saying.
Like some days you got to take a couple more. It's hot out there. It's Florida. You're stinking. It's amazing the things that we're finding going into that. Getting into more serious topics since we're talking about quarterbacks. Shout out to my quarterback. The first Mr. Florida for Mandarin High School. The first state championship quarterback for Florida High School. Probably the first top 5 pick for Mandarin High School. Went to the University of Georgia, will be the second year as a starting quarterback at the University of Georgia. Carson Beck kind of looks like a lighter version of Pete Davidson. One thing I'm going to tell you is this. If you want the hose, come to Greenland Road. Greenland Road prepares you. He is dating one of the Cavendier twins who were made famous by going to the University of Miami, playing basketball, one of the first NIL deals by creepy-ass, lying-ass Cuban, the NIL guy. You guys know his name. But allegedly, Carson Beck, as they noticed, basically made the world notice on TikTok, because they're on TikTok together. Carson is now dating Hannah Cavendier. As you can see, the cheeks are cheeking. These are cute women. Carson's not a cute man. But here's what I'm going to tell you. If you chase the bag, the box will come. But if you chase the box, the bag will dry up. Carson, keep chasing that bag, and you're going to have options that no other man has. And kudos to my guy, Carson. He works really, really hard. This is going to increase his status here. And yeah. Yep, Luke. But we can start the rumor that Carson Beck to Miami if you guys want to. But I think you guys are going to like Luke. Stay tuned. We're going to talk about your quarterback here relatively shortly. But shout out to Carson Beck. I guess, just be careful, man. Don't let her fuck up the money, bro. Like, y'all be getting real different, man. Getting unusual, man. Go get you a normal. What's wrong with a normal bitch? Like, you need a normal chick.
No, he don't. I need the normal chick. So leave.
That too. But what I'm saying is, you don't need one who you need a don't look like her. You need a Suge Knight mentality chick if you're going to try to be, because there's not enough room for both of y'all to be superstars. It's only enough room for one. And they're cute, but I don't want to talk to them. Carson, I want to talk to you. The kids want to sign autographs with you, Carson. They need to not know who the chick is. But I'm happy for you. Good, doing your thing. I'm not saying that because he went to Mandarin, this is what's happening to him. But I can sure as hell say ain't no Providence quarterback ever had that. And that's the high school he went to before Mandarin. So if you're listening to this and you're from anywhere in America and your kid is talented, come be a Mustang, and then you'll be able to run the Mustang Mile with a Cavendier twin. But sometimes the next quarterback, the next guy who's just as good as Carson is, been in high school, going up the same trajectory, was not Mr. Florida, but he was the 4M player of the year. State champion, runner-up his junior year, whereas Carson won the state championship his junior year. I believe we will win the state championship here his senior year, whereas Carson did not win. Carson was not Carson per se. Mandarin was mid during the regular season when Carson won. They went on a run. And we should have went on a run his sophomore year. And if we could have literally stopped the run against Columbus, we would have won a state championship. I think we win it this year. But here's why I say fuck all of y'all rankings people, you fat, no talent having motherfuckers. Ain't never did one athletic movement, ain't did shit. This boy bust his ass all year. And he dropped in your rankings. But this is why I tell my guys, stop doing all them fucking interviews with them people. They don't care about you. They're not going to take care of you in the end. At the end of the day, it's all about clicks. How is Tremel? Let's just click. So Miles, pull it up and just pull up the top 10 quarterbacks. We're going to read the top 10 quarterbacks because that's what they made a graphic for. And there's a notably missing guy in the top 10 quarterback section. You've got Bryce Underwood, Nola Cole. Bryce is nice. Matt Zollers, don't know. Tavian St. Clair, I think he was at Elite 11. Deuce Knight, Hassan Longstreet, ISIS. I don't know. He might not be ISIS. I ain't never met a white Hassan. Like, I don't know who the fuck he is. I ain't never met a black Hassan. I'm just going to say it's ISIS.
I was like, he has to mean something, some football term I don't know.
Yeah, Longstreet threw me off, but I don't know. The goddamn it, they're infiltrating us. They're infiltrating us in the position we love. Keelan Russell, Julian Lewis was a 5-star. What the fuck did Juju do? Why we brought Juju back? George McIntyre, Kamario Taylor. I know there is no fucking way Kamario is white. If he would be the first white Kamario I've ever met in my life. And I've never met a Kamario. I'm just assuming Kamario's black. And Bryce Baker. Those are the top 10 quarterbacks in the nation. Most of them you've never heard of. Kudos to all of them. I'm not knocking any of them. Don't know what they have done or what they have not done. But I do know this. There were 20 motherfuckers invited out to California for Elite 11 for them to make a list of 11 motherfuckers in the Elite 11. Most of the people I just named on that list were not there. And you know what? There's a kid that is notably not on this list who went to a state championship game, has won goddamn near every 7-on-7 tournament that he's been in, has literally had everybody saying he's had the best summer. Went to Elite 11, the pre-trial or whatever, the regionals, had guys saying this might be the best Elite 11 workout we have ever seen. That's what they said. I asked my boy Q, Quincy Avery. Q says motherfuckers are balling. He ain't top 10. Not just not top 10, the motherfucker went back in rankings. He finished top 5 in the Elite 11. Again, Elite 11, the top 11 quarterbacks in the nation as ranked by motherfucking quarterback gurus. And he finished top 5. And he went backwards. This is the shit y'all stressing out about. When y'all go in there, we didn't get this kid to commit, blah, blah, blah. You're crying about this. But you know what? We read 10 of them motherfuckers. Gotta be. No way he's not top 20, right? Shout out to Miami. They got a nickel up there in the top 20. Luke Nickel. Miami Hurricane commit. Okay. Ty Hawkins. I'm going to have to play against this kid. SMU commit. Lloyd Jones. Texas Tech commit. Alex Mansky. Iowa State commit. Carter Smith. I did not know Michigan did this. I thought he was doing an upside down U, but apparently this is Michigan's sign now. I've never seen that in the. I hope that's not on the video game. But shout out to Carter Smith, Ryan Montgomery, Adam Schobel, Madden. It's a Samoan. It's one of them. I know I'm getting old. Achilles Smith Jr. And KJ Lacey. I don't think this kid has hit puberty yet. I did not name a kid that's a notable name that has been ripping it up all summer that everybody's been talking about by the name of Tramel Jones. Tramel Jones Jr., to be exact. 1 M, 2 L's. All right. Man, wow, Bryce Baker. I was assuming he was going to be white, black kid from North Carolina. Just going back through some of these. I want to make sure. All right, Kamario's black. He's the 90. On 3 has him as the 94th ranked prospect from out of Macon, Mississippi. George McIntyre's is Caucasian.
Where did they have Trammell before?
I believe Trammell was top 20. He's at 26 now. He went down. Hassan Longstreet is black. I was just curious and look at some of these guys. It doesn't matter if I'm like Michael Jackson. It doesn't matter if you're black or white. I was just like with a name like Hassan, that would really throw me off. But Trammell is like, you know what? Let me look at this. You think you can find Trammell? Like, let's just Google it. I mean, like, cause it's got a Trammell Jones on 3. Like, it's crazy that my bad, I lied. He's the 21st quarterback. No. He's that on 3 is doing that industry average like 247 does.
I'm thinking based off of what performance?
You tell me. I don't know. You tell me.
If you changed it without a performance, then how should anyone believe your wishy-washiness?
You got 25 other quarterbacks in front of Trammell Jones. When everybody has been ripping and raving about this kid.
They still give Florida 4.2% chance.
They got to, man. Like, get that shit out of here, man. 247 has him rated as a 3-star. Rivals has him as a 4-star. He's a 247 4-star composite, just like he's a 4-star basically from on 3 because it's basically the same shit because the motherfucker who started on 3 started both 247 and Rivals. Rivals guy goes out his way to say, we said it on the show when he did Elite 11. He said the fact that Trammell Jones isn't a 5-star makes me question everything about the ranking system. That's what guy said. How do you have a guy that does all of this and is still that? Jason Hayes puts, wasn't that dude Mahomes a 3-star coming out of high school? That fact alone should have folks assigning these ratings people on the pay no mind list. Agreed. Luke put, that's my nickel. I'm just saying, like, this is why people, people put like, why do people give these beat writers such a, because of shit like this. Like, the kid didn't, I don't believe he should hand anybody anything. But the kid went to South Florida Express, played on one of the most elite teams, 7-on-7 teams that you could play on. Balled out. All they talked about was that. I personally believe it's bullshit. And it just makes me, and I do believe rankings because we're Americans and that's what we do. And there's a category, and I'm not saying he should be the number 1 quarterback in the nation because I have no fucking idea what makes somebody the number 1 quarterback in the nation. I'm gonna be honest with you. But I have no idea what makes somebody a fucking 5-star. But I'm gonna tell you this right here. The kid is a baller. So when you hear somebody say, oh, this kid's just a 3-star. Okay. That again, like my man Jason Hayes says, Patrick Mahomes was a 3-star. It's not that everybody who's what are the traits that the perfect quarterback needs to have? And then tell me who checks those boxes the clearest and what makes a 5-star. Is it they have all but 5 of these things? Does a 4-star have all but 10 of these things? Does a 3-star have less than that? And like now we can start going in and be like, you know what? I see your vision, brother. But right now it's looking very much so like I like that kid. I just like this kid. This kid talked to me more. He was nicer to me in the interviews. He told me more things. I connected with them. And if that's the case, there's no fucking journalism. There's no real journalism in all of this. There's no way to truly get better in terms of this. Because the other side of it is, why the fuck did Juju drop? Here's what everybody else has to say about Julian Lewis. If you click on Julian Lewis, we already have this on-3 thing is up there. Julian Winfrey is a 5-star on literally every platform. Rivals has him as not only the number one prospect in Georgia, he's the number one quarterback, he's the number one prospect in the nation. ESPN has him as the number one prospect in Georgia, the number 2 quarterback, and the number 2 player in the nation. 247 still has him as a high, as a 5-star, but he's like right there budding between 4 and 5-star. They have him as the 16th best player in the nation, the 3rd best quarterback, and the 5th best player in Georgia. Now, on3 agrees he's the 5th best player in Georgia, while 2 other sites have him as the best player in Georgia. But they have him as the 7th best quarterback and the 44th best player in the nation. Mind you, I don't know how he performed in 7-on-7. He did good at Elite 11. There have been no games played. Like, nilch. So, like, did you just all of a sudden watch more game film? Like, what happened? Will Reed he reclassified and he's still that motherfucker. Like, that's the crazy part. Everybody else still, Juju is good. Juju is good. And everybody else says Juju is at a level of everybody else. Still coming early. Except for on3. So what that leads me to believe, one could deduce that you're being a contrarian for sport and to get clicks and likes so that you can get paid.
Right.
And it's not just about the bread. Oh, thank you. Can I get some more water, please? Thank you, sir.
That's cornbread.
It's cornbread? All right, thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
He made it.
That's cornbread. It's not the sweet cornbread, but
Kai made it.
it's not bad.
It smells good.
It smells good. It's just give a Southern boy some cornbread, man. A Southern boy wants some cake cornbread, but it's good.
Honey.
Yeah, it got a little sugar in it. Like, it's good. This isn't Jif either. Good shit. Jif. Anyway, he's getting me water, Eric. He's getting me some water. I get it, man. He's trying to kill me. He's trying to kill me. Anyways, all that being said, fuck the industry averages. And again, here's why I don't really care as much about. I don't necessarily want a bunch of 3-stars with heart, but I do want them to get it right, man. If we're going to do it, I want it to be done right. This takes money. But shout out to Tramel Jones. I told Tramel, fuck them people. Focus on the goddamn game. Let's go whip some ass this year at Mandarin. Stay tuned because we're going to have a lot of Mandarin content coming up this season if I do things the right way. Now, getting into Florida State stuff, because I know that's why a lot of people here. Luke, tell your people to come. Don't troll because I got some. Don't troll me because I'm speaking. I want to speak nicely when I get to y'all segment, but just hear me out. Technically, this is a segment for us to join. Now, love our running back, his mom to death. Very sweet lady, very funny lady. We got questions as a family, though. I sent this to Miles yesterday. I want you guys to look at this. You tell me. You tell me. Come on, Kelly, give me more water. Appreciate you, my man. You want to say what's up? No? All right, peace. Can you close that door? Don't slam it. But you got a picture up? It's the no. It's the 1980s. So there's a picture of a Kane legend. Man started playing football before I got to college and played in the NFL well after I was done. Josh Allen is the first person in NFL history to be able to play with the father and the son. Matter of fact, if we start saying this thing, all he needs to add is the Holy Ghost, and you got it, and you got church on Sunday. But I want you guys to look at that picture. You tell me what do you observe about this picture? I'm curious to know if y'all are seeing what I am seeing. One, Montre put, Cam is a grown-ass man. Facts. That is facts. Cam is a grown-ass man. That is one thing that we can notice. Anything else that the people are seeing, would love to get you guys' input on this. Now that haircut now. What do I always say about Cam? It's very civil rights-ish, man. That's very Booby Miles-ish right there. That's Demetrius Shaw. You put that up there. Can we put that up there? Okay. Maury Povich got questions, man. Maury Povich got questions. In the case of 18-year-old Cam Davis, Frank Gore, you are. He's not. His dad, Cam do look like his daddy, low key. Not just that, though. All jokes aside, you cannot tell me that picture is not fucking taken in the 1980s.
That's what I'm missing. That's what it is. That's it right there.
Like you can't tell me that this wasn't like some old school shit like right here. What filter was Cam using right here? Or whoever took this pic, this was not taken with a camera phone. This was taken with a Polaroid camera. Like the old school, like the throwaway cameras when they first came out. The shake it, shake it, like that. This is exactly what that was taken with right there, man.
Grant that bottle.
Now this is a 40+ something grown ass man that's taking a picture with an 18-year-old.
That is not 18.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, out of here.
Dog, 19 at worst.
He ate all the food in the house.
That's why I say I want Trey and Kai to go with him. I don't know what they're feeding him.
Yeah, no. What? If I played high school football and I saw that as a senior, I would be so upset.
Like, senior? I'm mad at him. I'm about to be 40 and I'm mad at him. He won the genetic lottery. There's a kid I have, Brian Harris, that I joke with all the time that we train. I said, bitch, your guy did all the work. He just needs you to show up. He was like, he said, do you think, you mean that I'm not working? I said, that's not what I said. I said, God made you 6'4", 275. Bitch, show up. God made Cam 6'2", 225, man. All he got to do is walk through the door.
Yeah.
He gave him the fast twitch. He gave him the muscles. Man, if I look like that, I'd never wear a shirt. You couldn't force me to wear a shirt. They got staff. I don't give a fuck. I'm not wearing no goddamn shirt. Do you see what God made? No shoes, no shirt, no service. Bitch, you gonna serve me. Because I'm goddamn Cam. Like, remember the dude that did the viral? I got a bald head. Or I'm such and such, and I'm about to sleep with your wife. I'm Cam Davis, and I'm built like a black Greek guy. I'm walking everywhere with my shirt off, and you gonna like it. But Cam looked like he'd had a body built by storm since he got there. Like Cam's body was that he's a COVID transfer. That's what he is. But but real talk though, where was this? When was this? You can't tell me this wasn't Back to the Future.
Crazy.
And Frank Gore's face has looked like that since he went to Miami. He hasn't aged a bit. And some people say like black don't crack.
Yeah,
I don't think they realize like what. So here's my theory on black. One, black cracks if you smoke crack or smoke cigarettes, a lot of cigarettes. Newports, yeah. But what happens is, and I found this out was because people said that I'd be like, yeah, what about Cicely Tyson? Cicely Tyson been ugly my whole life, man. She's dead. But like, then I realized something. Cicely Tyson was fine at one point in her life. She just stopped, like, her face made her 80 when she was like 50, and she never looked 80. Like, she looked 80, like, until she died.
Oh.
So, like, my mom, every 10 years, my mom gets a new face. It, like, ages. It finally ages, and then she doesn't age anymore after that. Maybe 20. My Aunt Hayes looked the same fucking age my entire life. But there's a picture like when she was young. Like, man, listen, Cicely could have got it.
This is a pretty nice older.
That's a nice older picture of Cicely.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is she's looked like that. For 40 years she looked like that. But like, I think is that the one that they got a comparison when she was young?
A young one.
Yeah,
they have one. This one looks like she could command ravens or something.
Right, she looked like like that one looked like she was playing a slave.
I'm like, what's with all the slave young?
But that's all they had back in them days, man. You just had to play. Like, it wasn't very much progression for black people.
Here's one. I like this picture.
Let me see what they pop up here.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
There we go.
I mean, she looked all right. She looked better than she looked in old. But there's somewhere she's a real looker.
I don't know about all that.
She got like hair. Like right now, she got a face. She got an afro right there, man. Man, there's one. Stop. That's bullshit. What Google's doing is the Cicely Tyson right now.
I mean,
they're not about to make me rank on Cicely Tyson and have people saying, just say you hate black women. My point, fuck Cicely Tyson for a second. My point is, Frank Gore has looked 60 since he was 20.
Back.
Demetrius says she looked like Whoopi. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Hey,
Whoopi
y'all
could have never gotten it. Don't even start.
Y'all, man, Whoopi didn't look that bad in the 80s, man.
She could have never have gotten
She's worse now. But I'm just saying, Whoopi wasn't that bad, dog. Like, we just make Whoopi look like Whoopi just wasn't the ugliest motherfucker out here. Mike Norvell says we're gonna climb out of this shit. FSU currently just got a very good news on the litigation front. So one of the things that I've said in this show, as a guy who's gone through this, I'm cool. There's not a thing that I've said in life that I won't say in court. Discovery is a motherfucker though. And I've said that, and I've told you guys for 2 fucking years that Florida State's getting out of this shit. And now, recently, you believe me because On3, 247, and all these other shits is telling you that Florida State's doing it. They're reputables. But the guys who have common sense, you never believe it. I am sitting here telling people that it's not going to go to trial because what they don't want is that ESPN contract and the GOR to become public knowledge. And Florida State knows that they have that because of the Sunshine State laws. Now, my man said she looked like James Baldwin in that picture. God damn, y'all are fucking evil people, man, by the way. Cicely Tyson was not, we just couldn't find a good picture of Cicely. I'm going to find a good picture of Cicely and post it, man. I'm going to be right in this. Well, FSU was told that They have an interim protective order. They were trying to get Discovery, the contract, they were trying to get all of this stuff not released. And now Florida State gets a full unredacted copy. So what redacted means is they take certain aspects of it and they scratch it out. Boom, boom, boom. No, can't read that. We don't want you to know that. We don't want those names, blah, blah, blah. We don't want these. No, judge said, fuck y'all. I'm trying to read the 2010 ACC Multimedia Agreement, the 2012 Amendment Extension Agreement, the 2014 Second Amendment to the Multimedia Agreement, 2016 Amendment and Restated ACC ESPN Multimedia Agreement, ACC ESPN Network Agreement 2016, Letter Amendment to Amend and Restated Multimedia Agreement, the ESPN Agreements. The purpose of this order is for the ESPN agreements to be treated as confidential in their entry until the court has had the opportunity to consider the parties' respective positions about which provisions of the ESPN thing. FSU as one. And what happens is if that information is brought to the attention, guys like Matt Baker, guys like myself, if I felt like it, I'm not going to do it, can go and say, hey, I want to enact the Sunshine State laws. I would like to get a peek at that, sir, if it was indeed sent to the email address of a public servant. And that is what they were fighting against. Now, if they do make like an agreement over here in a certain amount of time, they can get all of that changed. We just have to wait until that order is signed by Judge Cooper, who is really into pushing this forward. And this is why nobody really wants to go through all of this. There's going to be some variation of confidentiality in all of this. That being said, if this is able to be used in court, it is a live court case. And in theory, the motherfucking lawyer can just read the entire contract or the parts that they feel are the most blasphemous. And do you know what they have? They have they have the court reporter that has to type all of this stuff, and then we get to watch it. So we get to know what is being used and what's being said. That is a huge win for the ACC, for FSU, if indeed this is signed by Judge Cooper. And whatever else gets put into that. We are climbing out of this motherfucker. Demetrius Shaw asked me, what's up with the SEC talk? I think it's just people just talking. We do know we will be out of here, and what we do know is that we will be coveted. Now, I do like this. And shout out to Clay. Clay got a little clip of what Miguel Norvell said. Ooh. Shit. I might have just lost my phone. Did you hear that sizzle?
What was that?
That was my phone.
Why did it?
I don't.
Oh,
it just turned off. I don't know, but I might need to go get a new phone. But let's play this Mike Norvell clip. They're not supposed to make that sound. I don't know why I made that sound.
The greatest players in the history of college football, right here. Some of the greatest teams. You're next.
The only thing I don't like is we got to control right TPD or the fire department. Like, stop making we didn't need
your next
siren right there.
Doesn't that seem to happen in every speech? It seems every time I hear a speech, I always hear. Maybe it just where I be at.
It might be, but it wasn't good. It wasn't great timing. I would say. I will say that. Mike doesn't have that same like whenever Ray Lewis gives a speech, there's like always some crazy effect, like lightning, like that emphasize every sentence. Some people just have that look. Mike didn't. Great speech. I want to cut that sound and I want that to be Trey's like alarm clock. that Deion Sanders speaking about like Deion when it okay. Olive Branch. Sorry, Colorado fans. But when Deion like gets fired, can we just bring him to be a motivational speaker back to Florida State? Like, just bring him back. I just want him to say every visit he needs to say this. We need to get this like live where he's like, you can't just be in it. What does it say? That's what I want every day when we do something. Many are called, but few are chosen. I need him to preach that shit. He is, man. He is. July 20th, Florida State is in a competition with LSU and Miami for somebody from the boot. Jabari, excuse me, Jabari Antoine, 6'2", 180-pound cornerback from New Berea, Louisiana. I posted, shout out to Coach Dirt, asking where he's coming at. This is one of the three DBs left on my fantasy class. We have Clarity, aka Squirrel. We have Onus, aka Snowfall, because he's British. And then we have Jabari. Well, I put Rue because he's from the boot, and you got to have no gumbo, none of that. No, it's nothing without a good Rue. Coach Dirt thinks he's coming to Florida State. I hope he comes to Florida State. Not sure if he's coming to Florida State. But here's something that goes for people who say Florida State is not good enough. Why do they want this attention? Why are they doing what they do? Notable bone smuggler, Josh Pate. Damn, I thought I had the video for this. Hold on. I think Luke sent it to me. I'm going to send it to you. States that he believes Florida State is one of 6 programs that could be that could be the next contenders. God damn it, Josh. That's what I get for using TJ Pittenger. I have no quarrels with TJ. Here, I'm about to send this to you, Miles, so we can listen to Josh. I hope Josh isn't one of them punks that's going to jam my channel up by using stuff.
Is this?
I just sent you. Yeah, that's it. I think so. But I just sent it to you. So let's listen to Josh before I go and make some claims. Because I don't listen to a show until somebody else tells me about it. And now I'm curious. I'm intrigued, if you will.
Put past that Florida State staff.
Yeah, sure.
We expect them to contend for the ACC. We expect them to be in the playoff hunt. I expect that from them. So if I get that, I got what I expected. To go above and beyond that, they're going to need a certain level of quarterback play. DJ, it's really weird. Not weird at all, actually. It's pretty eye-opening when you look at his 3 years as a full-time starter. The last 2 years, one of them was at Clemson, one of them was at Oregon State, are pretty consistent. Last 2 years, 62% and 57%. Last 2 years, 2,500-yard passer, 2,600-yard passer. Last 2 years, 22-7 TD to INT ratio, 21-7 TD to INT ratio. And it wasn't like an apples-to-apples comparison. At Clemson, you're dealing with a much different athletic profile and conference than you are at Oregon State, but very comparable numbers. If I did a blind resume, it wouldn't be that much of a stretch for you to guess, yeah, the same guy did that in back-to-back years. So I don't think that's good enough to be a national championship contender at Florida State, is what I'm saying. But it doesn't mean he has to be that. It could be that he has planted himself in the middle of the best situation he could possibly be in, and he's at a program there, and he's being led by a head coach and a coaching staff there that's going to squeeze a little bit more out of him than has been squeezed out of him anywhere else. And you know what? That's not something I would put past that Florida State staff at all. How much more do they need? Or is Florida State able to play such complementary style?
And I'm not saying this, and he just said 22-7. And I'm okay with that. Isn't good enough to win a national championship, which fine. I don't think you should turn the ball. Anybody want to take a wild guess with JJ McCarthy? What was his touchdown to interception ratio? It wasn't quite that, but he scored 22 touchdowns. So what that tells me is that 22 touchdowns is good enough to win a national championship. And 2 games in the playoffs. He had 4 interceptions, which was 3 less. But is it that much of a reach to believe that if he has more talent surrounding him and a good defense that Florida State could not make it to the national championship game? Yeah, like you're literally just said that the staff he has with around him is better. Like when y'all talk, and I get it, and then here's one of the downsides of having to talk and be somewhat educated on everybody, is you don't know anything about anybody. Like you can't really just go into details, and you cannot have an intelligent debate because you don't know enough about the product and you don't have the humility to be able to say, you know what? I don't know enough about the product.
Master of none.
That's exactly what it is. All right, let's look at a guy who I happen to like, Jalen Milroe.
I will say he does have an amazing voice.
He does. And a lot of times that's really what it comes down to. You have amazing voice, you can captivate people, you have a great cadence, and that's what you have as I call it, a battery behind you.
That's right.
Nobody's listening to your ass if you weren't on 247 and you were just doing this like I do that. You cannot play in the national championship with a 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. Jalen Milroe, 23-6.
But if you say things like that, we get a lot more clicks.
What if we had this thing called Google and ESPN where they actually had stats?
Don't matter.
Nah, who I know didn't have that was Michael Penix, and he didn't win a national championship. He was there. He got to the national championship, but when he played a defense with a fucking pulse, anytime he played a defense with a fucking pulse, he didn't do anything. Now, there's only one other person. All right, let's look at Quinn Ewers. You are not going to believe this shit, Miles.
What?
22-6. Holy, you stupid. How do you have... You just fixed your lips to say you can't do that. And 3/4 of the motherfuckers in it did it.
Nobody wants backs. It's all about feelings.
Like, yo.
How do we feel?
It didn't look right. Oh, my God. The quarterback play was just without Jordan Travis. How could they compete? It says with the quarterback play was so much better. And we did. The facts don't support what the fuck you say, bro.
Facts are boring. He just goes off
like
his feelings test.
I don't want to hear anything else he has to say, even if it's complimentary to Florida State.
All you need.
You
is
just said 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio won't win it. When a quarterback with it damn near won it. And 3/4 of the quarterbacks in the playoffs had that. They had good teams, they had good running games, they had great defense. Do you know what I have said since the beginning of time? A good defense, no matter what you guys want to throw down our pipe, good defense, good running game wins you a lot of football games. You know what Florida State has? Or had last year and will probably have again this year? A good defense and a good running game. Like, yo, what are you talking about? Like, I was literally going in with an optimistic mind. I was like, you know what? You're right. I don't think 3-to-1 is good enough to win. Until I saw 3-to-1 is good enough to win. When faced with facts that change, that are contrary to what you have said, one must change their mind. Or we're playing a game of I win because I said so.
Yeah. And then if Florida State comes out the gate hot and DJ looks amazing, you can spin out of it. You can just say, DJ looks good, which I said was the one thing you couldn't have. And now Florida State is amazing. And that's all people are going to remember.
Right. Like,
show this.
He makes it seem like you have to have J Trav to win. And
that's funny.
That's not true. Like, J Trav's numbers were exponentially better than 3 of those guys. And y'all were talking about Florida State not getting in with that guy. And then you use the injury. Man, fuck Josh Pate, man. Holy shit. He also goes on to say that Clemson and Miami are also notable teams that they believe that could be here. He also spoke that the state of Florida could once again command and dominate college football. And it's nerve-wracking because there is no honor.
Yes, that's
the part that's annoying.
Yes,
there's no honor. Like, it's just, I'm going to say as much as I can because I have to speak on this platform that I'm giving, and I don't necessarily believe any of it. And what's going to happen is because I have this platform, people are going to get me into rooms that I would normally not ever be able to get my Mr. Clean looking ass in.
100%. I'm not as huge fan of sports as I am of sports media. That is the game. And that's why I don't get so mad at Stephen A, but at least he's funny. Like, this isn't even funny. He's pretending to be,
he's pretending to be what, but see, and the problem with Stephen A's critiques of him, Stephen A at one point, though, was what this guy is, but on point.
Facts.
And consistent. Like, Stephen A could, like, remember this, America went to hell in a wastebasket when we got rid of sports reporters. Do you remember on Sunday mornings when you wake up, your mom's trying to make you go to church, but you don't want to go to church, but you got to watch sports reporters. There were sports reporters, and then after that, ESPN would do the thing. I forgot. Like, they make like it was like not 60 minutes. It was like Real Sports with Brian Gumbel, but it was like real, like, dramatic
journalism.
Yeah, it was real journalism. The sports reporters was like 4 really smart guys, glasses, suits, and they're talking about sports.
Well, now we're talking about a bigger conversation. Journalism dying. Sports journalism, we can stay in that, but that's been... Stephen A was just ahead of the game. But we got a question. It says they're not going to like what I'm going to say, but DJU will have a better season status than J Trav did, and I am a J Trav fan. No shade.
Big shot to DJ Big Rich. His son is going to be a motherfucker for us this year.
A
big part of this.
I didn't even realize.
Yeah, I know that. I'm stating this because just in case somebody's like, James, you provided no pushback. You knew who that is. And as far as me and my house, we are unapologetic J Trav fans. Ask my group chat. I fought for. Matter of fact, they argued me tooth and nail on the 10-3 year that we weren't going to get better. And J Trav stinks. And J Trav shouldn't have done this. And I'm like, guys, what are y'all talking about? I'm going through it. J Trav is good. And they're just arguing with me. And I'm like, no, J Trav is nice, dog. And I do believe what Rich says. I can see that happening because DJU is a different type of quarterback than J Trav. And even liking J Trav, I went back and watched the Miami game. And Miami fans have a lot of nerve, but that's not what this show is about. I'm not going to go into all of that shit. What I am going to say is a lot of points were left on the board for Florida State. And there was about 4 or 5 times when I'm looking at J Trav like, hey, man, what the fuck you doing, bro? And what's going on here? DJU is going to sit in that pocket and throw it. And then there are times when DJU doesn't feel comfortable and it's 5 yards, he's going to run and get the fucking 5 yards. He's not going to have 1,000 yards or 500 or something like that. But I can see him having 200-300 yards. And again, what we keep forgetting is that DJU is a touchdown threat. It's a red zone threat. Like, not with his arm, but with the motherfucker 250, 260 pounds.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, guys.
1 yard, yeah.
Like, the motherfucker gonna get that 1 yard. Like, he's Mike Norvell's gonna be like me on a Friday. 3rd and 1, don't give a fuck how talented my running back is. The first thing I tell him is understand the motherfucking situation. Bitch, get me 4 more downs. That's all I need you to do. I don't need you to be a fucking hero. But I do agree with Big Rich about DJU. Shout out, appreciate that the super chat. But again, with the information that we just saw, a 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio can fucking win you that. Like, I don't know why people are acting like that's just an asinine thought process.
Yeah.
But again, more just to let people know why Florida State is being talked about. Shout out to CW Lambert at Inside the Big 12. He puts out a tweet. You want inside information? Here's some legit insider information from a third party who analyzes on an extensive array of data to value college football programs for ESPN and Fox. And this is for you guys who always love to say, why is Florida State feel they are above everybody else? Here are the top. I'm not going to read all 60, but you can see those here on the program. I'm going to go with the top 30 programs as far as their value. Ohio State, completely understand. Michigan, Alabama, Notre Dame. 4 programs who have been playing football damn near since America started.
Right.
LSU, over 100 years. Georgia, over 100 years. Penn State, I believe, over 100 years. Texas, my shout out to my guy Deshaun who did the research. Are you aware that Texas, since I believe 1996, has only 5 Big 12 championships?
Really?
One would think that they had a lot more than that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. 9, Auburn. 10, Oklahoma. Coming in at 11 is the Florida State University. 12 is Florida. Cool, we beat Florida again or something. 13 is Clemson. Texas A&M, 14. Tennessee at 15. Wisconsin, Nebraska, Michigan State, Iowa, Southern Cal, West Virginia, South Carolina, Arkansas, Mississippi, and at 25, the University of Miami. Again, value, presence for those who don't think Florida State, just because we had a few down years, is some unworthy program. The data and the statistics do not support what you say. Okay, we got to.
Yeah, Hector Cartagena. Cartagena. What is the one thing that needs to happen for us to have a better year offensively than last year? Go Noles.
Shit. I'll say this. Here is my one critique of Florida State offensively: is we have lows. And we have we play with our food. What does that mean? So we go back, and I'm going to go look at the ESPN breakdown of this, so that I'm reading to you, because a lot of people gave a lot of heat to one of, again, who my family is unapologetic fans of, and that would be we are fans of Fuller D in this household. We don't want no limp D in this household. We need that Fuller D, the full effects of the D. Let's go. Want to go back, trying to figure out this. They got us all the way. They already got us. They already got next season shit up there, and I don't want that. All right, damn it. All right, so I gotta go look at it. So there are games where our defense is doing what they need to do, and they get left out. And I actually noticed this in Norvell's first year, and when everybody was blaming the defense, and I'm like, well, the offense didn't score any points. And they're like, well, COVID, you couldn't get what we needed to get with COVID and all of this different stuff. And I'm like, well, did the defense get to practice when the offense didn't? Or some shit like that. And nobody ever had a real good answer for me. So what happens is our offense will start off hot second quarter. Then, and we saw this with Clemson too 2 years ago with DJU beat us. And they use this term, the middle 8. Oh my God, it's like the last 4 minutes of the second quarter, the first 4 minutes of the third quarter. Oh, everybody was using this fucking terminology. But here's what Florida State was doing, right? At one point, the game was 31-10. It was 11 minutes and 20 seconds left in the third quarter. Florida State did not score another American football point that game. All you needed to do was make 3. All you needed to do was score a fucking point, and the game would have been over, but we didn't. And you left the defense hanging because that quarterback just said, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm about to get jiggy with it. And he started running all over the place, and we weren't ready because he couldn't throw it. He was just running. And they came back. Whereas we stopped scoring. So what Florida State can't do is have these lulls where you go a quarter and a half without scoring any points. You've got to be able to put points up at minimum every quarter, right? That's what they need to do offensively. And the way you do that is, and you also do this, again, what I just talked about, 22 to 4, 23 and 2 23s and 6 with 3/4 of the quarterbacks who are in the college football playoffs. That's Alabama, Texas, and Michigan. Now, what did Alabama, Texas, and Michigan have in common? They all had good running games and good defense. So what you do is you play into the hands of what your strengths are on offense. You run the motherfucking ball. You play smash mouth. You find God damn it. No matter what it is, you find that hole, grease that motherfucker up, and smash through it. That's what you got to do. And then you let your full of D hang. And that's what you do. You play time of possession. You don't allow the other team to continue to possess the ball. And that's the way you do this. And then you throw the ball around. When they loading up the box, bet. Now we have one-on-one situations with Benson, the 6'7" motherfucker, Murlock. We need Keem to be that guy and Megamind. Somebody got to win in those positions, in those situations, especially if they're going to run zone in those situations. You got to win. So that's the way that you make your offense that much better. Yeah. So,
real quick, we missed one. He says, do you think Cam Ward's draft stock is going down because of him picking Miami, because of how bad Cristobal is at coaching?
Give me a second. We're getting into. We're going to give Cam. We're going to give Cam some just due. Cam Ward, and it's literally the next segment. Cam Ward is up next. We got some audio here of Cam Ward, but first I want to show the competitive nature of Cam Ward. Cam Ward is again another quarterback that had a 3. Oh God, no, it was a 3-1. I think it was a little bit better than 3. But I do remember he had the same amount of when we look. I think it's not touchdown to interception ratio; it's touchdown to turnover ratio. Cam was 3-1, if I remember correctly. No, it was 25 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. And I believe he had 7 fumbles. So he's 2-1 touchdown to turnover ratio. But Cam is 25-7. So he's right in that same breath. Unlike a lot of people are willing to admit, go to the other video first. Yeah, that one. Unlike what a lot of people are willing to admit, James Coleman, would be a hypocrite if I say that Cam Ward is not good with a 25-7 touchdown to interception ratio. But that Miami will not be improved. It's the truth. But I would also be a hypocrite if I didn't say that goddamn they the fucking same exact quarterback. Except for one has a problem with fumbles and one has a couple more touchdowns. But the other one makes up for it with his rushing touchdowns. So what you got to stop doing is all this troll. Well, actually, no, I think he might have more. He had 8 rushing touchdowns. I think he might have had more than DJU. But we got to stop with this bullshit because we're trying to win Twitter arguments with your imaginary fucking friends. Like that shit. Like we're talking ball here. But I would like to see this was right now. I think down in Miami, Cam Ward was hanging out with Shadur and all of those guys, and this is what they were doing.
Way harder than me.
I did.
Ain't none of y'all received fucking mine. Oh God, who? Come on now. Like on the numbers. I mean, you know who I am. You know who I am. Where's that do they roll? I do too. And they running wide open. Y'all ain't pitching catch over here. Oh God, y'all lying. My boys don't lose versus man. One thing about us, we ain't losing versus man. That's good. We won't man. Yeah, but you better run some man beaters. We gonna run. Oh, one thing about me, you know. Yeah. Okay then. Okay then. Last rack and we good. We gonna win on go balls. One thing about us. Nah, bro. All right, that's not high percentage. I bet I complete more go balls than you. Give me the ball. You say you complete more go balls than me? I said I will. But I did last
We're muted.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. Good.
Oh, how much did we miss?
I know they heard the whole.
Oh, okay. You were asking who's recording this, and every aspect of the Sanders life is recorded. And Quincy said that Deion's least favorite son is Deion Sanders Jr., and that's not true. We all know Shiloh is the one that Deion hates. Shadur is his favorite, and he probably hates his daughter that just left the most. Not the one that's pregnant. Well, she left to go back to the mama, Pilar, and like go somewhere else. Pilar kind of fine too. So I believe she's crazy. She gotta be crazy.
Fine with a name like that.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
hey, listen. One thing I'm
exciting.
gonna give Deion, man. Deion gonna pull him now. Like Babyface wife was out. You know, she was with him in the beginning, but she's not there anymore. But anyways, Deion Sanders Jr. is recording all of this shit. These guys go back to Texas because that's where Cam Ward is from. But let's listen to what I like to do is, again, we've had in spaces, everybody has told us how bad, we hate, Clemson fans, we hate old fucking DJ, you sorry ass. But Clay Kubnick ass worse. Now, that's the one when DJ, like Big Dave, shout out to Big Dave. You're not going to try to make me think Big Dave's racist because he uses the N-word and he's Samoan. Like, it ain't Mexicans and Asians out there. Like, y'all wasn't just saying, they not like us. They not like us. It had a whole bunch of people who wasn't like y'all saying the N-word all over the place.
Great song. Yeah, I ain't gonna hate on it.
I just can't get into it, man. I love the money that he's making. I just can't get into that shit.
It's such a dope song.
Like, especially with how much of a hypocrite he is, man.
I think you're looking too much at
That you can't tell me I'm looking too much into it when that's what everybody does. But you didn't understand the double entendres and the things that he did that.
I don't, because it's not that hard to understand.
He said, hey, and Bill Cosby was over Fat Albert, and he said, hey,
Yeah,
and Bill Cosby was graping the people.
He has made a
You know what I'm saying?
artistic song.
I believe it's artistic, man, but come on, dog. I would have just enjoyed. But this is why I like Future. Future just makes me, I don't know, dress it up and make it real for me.
It's not that
Whatever that means.
complicated.
I love it because Future knows it doesn't mean anything. But y'all are up here, you just don't understand the intrinsic keys of it. It's like,
people who
bitch, you didn't pass the FCAT for reading comp, but now you a hip hop scholar.
Exactly. People,
No, you forget. I know some of y'all that are over here trying to educate me on this stuff. You wasn't
overanalyzing it for sure.
I was a true hip hop head when I was in middle and elementary school. I was out that bitch spray painting, freestyling, actually looking into the, like, you tell me Jay-Z lyrics aren't deep, but then you reading into every fucking thing with this. And I actually understand Jay-Z lyrics the older I get. How many, like, he made a lyric, I'll never forget this. He said, I just get better with time. I'm like Opus One. I had no idea what the fuck Opus. I just figured it was some TV show or whatever. Maybe something like that. It's an actual champagne.
I mean, he's always
he's
rich
rapping
talking,
about
but
rich shit that you gotta be. But what I'm saying is, if you ain't he's as the one rapper says, Jay-Z's whole style is I'm better than you. And if you can't get that, then you can't get his music because you're not living life. Like, he makes music for people who are achieving shit from selling drugs. He's not in that. Jeezy makes the music for me selling drugs. When I'm listening to Jeezy, I'm moving birds, bricks, and I'm trying to dodge the cops before I go out here and make a sale. That is what I'm doing, or before I go work out. When I go and I'm listening to Future, I'm just, I had a bad day. I don't want to fucking think. I just want to mumble, and I just want to do some shit. That's what his lane is. I'm trying to think who else. Rick Ross raps about elite lies and luxury and what you're supposed to do if you're making a lot of money. But I know for a fact he was a CEO. He was never a kingpin. But like, if I like moved 100 bricks, that's what I'm supposed to do, is what Rick Ross says.
I think Jay-Z is also very deep. I just don't think it's just because he can tell you about a painting in a language you never heard of.
No,
that's part of his.
I think he is also more like, you know, like he tells you, like in his first song, it's like one day you're coasting in your SL, you can't post bail, alibis ain't matching up, bullshit catching up, hit with the Rico, they repoed your vehicle. And shit was all good just a week ago.
That's where you can really describe the heart of the situation as if you been there before. That's what, at least in my opinion. But anybody who thinks Kendrick is too complicated is just too stupid to have understood Lupe Fiasco.
Facts. And I like Lupe. I just think what he does is he changes his voice, and
Yes.
people like that. But Andre 3000 did that first.
Yeah.
And if he didn't, I don't, that's what I don't like. It's not that Andre 3000 did it first. I don't want you changing you. Just rap. That's why I've never bumped Eminem in the car.
Love Eminem.
I like Eminem's music, but I've never just said, I need to go listen to Marshall Mathers LP today. Feeling nostalgia. If it plays on the radio.
Angry at the day.
Right.
You know, you're
like these voices, whatever the song is, like they hear you or whatever. I vibe to that shit. It was dope. But I've never just walked around. Again, I'm not knocking anybody, but outside of Kendrick playing this shit, like I have never heard any of my friends in my life just say, you know what? Riding down low riding hood, listening to Usher. Hey man, put that fucking Kendrick.
Until they die.
Until they not like us. Now they not like
us.
I love that song.
He
doesn't rap like that anymore. He doesn't rap like The Recipe. The Recipe I can get in with. Women, weed, and weather.
Yeah.
Women, weed, and weather for the women, weed, and weather. The swimming pools. Why you babysitting only 2 or 3 shots? I like that shit.
Versatility.
Everything else, I'm like, all right, man, whatever, man. I don't like. My problem is it's not really Kendrick. It's just like I don't follow Umar like that no more. I don't like fake woke people.
I think it's the people around Kendrick that you don't like.
That's more problem. It's them talking, and them saying shit. And I don't like Drake. This is not a defense of Drake. I do not like Drake. I tolerate Drake because I get it. I get in the car and I'm listening to whatever on the show, the morning shows, and the motherfuckers on. I have no choice.
Yeah.
Just like I have no choice but listen to They Not Like Us. They play it 5 times on the Breakfast Club.
That was the unplanned Kendrick music minute.
Sorry. I don't even know where we're going with that. But let's play what the Washington State people have to say about oh my bad. We were talking about Big Dave, who will whoop your ass for talking about about DJU. But
right.
And he did say that, and I believe every fucking word.
Yeah. What a person to want to start with.
Yo, low key, I need y'all to be good for the state because I don't want no smoke from Big Dave.
Not at all.
No smoke. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I like Big Dave. I fucked with him before, like on spaces and stuff like that. I want to hang out with him, have some kava with him. Big Dave, you in my city. I don't want to get you fucked up because you mad about a critique that I want peace. I come in peace, Big Dave.
Yes, that's why we will not be making
we would not be picking on DJU because DJU is going to ball out this year, like Big Rich said.
Exactly.
Not having this shit because I don't want to have anybody touch because I'm not giving him no one-on-one fight. This motherfucker was a bodyguard, not the bodyguards that Rick Ross had.
Yeah,
that was getting knocked out of shit. Big Dave put in work, and he ain't got to ever worry about it. If that happens, I ain't never going to California. Super Bowl in LA and San Francisco back-to-back years. I ain't doing none of them shits.
Bro.
Nah, son, we good, man. Nah. Anyways, push with the Washington State people. Jokes, Dave.
Seen it in the NFL and the fact that he continues to find spots. Mateer's got a little bit of that. And I think that's one thing that Ward did not have. And I think you saw it at times where I think Ward's one of the more, in terms of pure talent, one of the most talented quarterbacks they've had in a long time at Washington State. But there was always something lacking. That game-winning drive was never there. He had opportunities, ball in his hand against Stanford, against UCLA, against Washington, against Cal, and it always came up short. And it's not all on him. You know, the offensive line wasn't a huge help in several instances over the last couple of years. But I think that was the one thing that Washington State fans got used to seeing is quarterbacks who had that clutch gene. Minshew had it. Gordon had it. Falk had it. Not to, put any praise on Jaden DeLora, but he did have it as well. I mean, he had a couple of crucial drives, and it never was there for Ward. So I think Mateer certainly has that, but you've seen.
Did they basically say Cam Ward never won a game that mattered? Is that what I just heard? Oh man, that's tough.
What was that?
So Cam Ward is good. He's immensely talented, but he can't win you a game is basically what they're saying. So he's a less turnover averse version of the Dyke, of Tyler Van Dyke.
Oh, they're saying he's a safe.
He's safe. He's not going to win you anything. He's not. He might not lose you anything, but he does make turnovers at inopportune times.
I mean,
That sounds like what y'all told me the Dyke does. I'm not saying he's the Dyke, but I'm saying he look really like a Dyke right now. Don't come for me in the comments if Miles makes this into a fucking short. I think Cam is good, but that man literally just said he never won a game that mattered. I will not lie to you. I'm not Josh Pate. I cannot tell you of my eminent knowledge of Washington State football. I forgot Gardner Minshew went to Washington State. But I know one thing I don't ever want anybody to call me in football. It's the thing that I will now, especially if she comes to a game and she comes hangs out with me. One of the things none of my coaches ever told me, and I don't know if anybody knows football talk, but if a coach ever tells you, man, you're such a great guy, man, I'll let my daughter date you. He just called you sorry in Southern language. I don't know how they do it in Boston, Miles, but I know in the South, you never want a coach to say, I like this guy. I'd let my daughter date him. That means he don't think you ain't doing no damage. You are the safest player that he can find. You're a good, upstanding gentleman, and we don't want them we don't want those. I want a guy who's not safe. I don't want to be, if anybody says, man, James is so safe, I don't want to be safe. I want to be reckless at that age when I'm playing football. Safe is me. 40-year-old James is safe. Like 22-year-old James, like that, he's a little reckless. I like him because he's a little crazy. Like I need, like again, movie that if you've never watched, Program. Go watch the Program. I want my quarterback a little bit crazy, like laying in the middle of the highway crazy. Maybe not there, but like maybe in the middle of the school, in the campus. Not saying you're Jesus because Wyatt Sexton did that. That didn't turn out very well. But I also liked Wyatt. Wyatt was good. I thought Wyatt was a pretty good quarterback until that happened. But no way. Big Shaq finna be in Tallahassee. FAMU just signed. Is that? Yeah, that Sharif is yeah. Yeah, Sharif is I think that's big. That's Shawnee. So Shawnee might be there. You know, Shawnee, well, not Shawnee saved and sanctified. That means she a big freak. The biggest freaks is them saved and sanctified ones. She dated the pastor now. Like, speaking, never mind. I won't even get into that. She might start watching the show, and I don't want my daughter to be hearing me talk about that shit. But anyways, my point is, I think Cam Ward is going to be a good addition. I think we all could probably use a little bit of just chilling. I can't wait. It's not Friday. When's the game come out on Monday? We all use Monday to get here quickly so that we could get this game in and some of y'all could stop talking about shit that we don't even know is going to happen.
Facts.
Because it's getting a little bit ridiculous. I think we have some more clips from that quarterback session too. That was what the next one is. Oh, no, that's Jalen Milroe. And I don't know how long. What does that thing say? We've been going. We almost 2 hours in. Are we over 2 hours?
1:44.
Okay, we'll go ahead and round this thing up to 2.
We didn't. Did we watch this?
Nah, it's another one. What is? Nah, this is the one where he called. Oh no, that is the one we watched. The first one. What was the second? I put both of them on there. Go back to the one with that one, but look at the quote tweet. And this is him and Shadur going back and forth. And a lot of people made much ado about nothing with him being late to the workout. Now, I want people to realize this. People are only saying he was late to the workout because he was late to the workout was said in the video. But apparently he did his UM workout. Then he came to go meet these guys at some random park in Miami. And this is the dialogue. And it's very confident. Like, I hope they're good.
Start getting wild. We gotta start getting on the phones. Look at that one. Y'all bullshit. I can't stay hydrated, man. Y'all bullshit. Well, you know we don't get water. Bullshit, y'all can't handle that heat. That's what it is. It's cool though. Bro. Hey, that's your team, here, bro. Huh? What? You live out here. I don't mean nothing. I don't mean nothing. You come to where I'm at. I've been up there. Colder. You think your water's too? 8423. I don't think y'all got better today. I don't think you got better today. You the whole reason we here late. I got better. I might have been the reason we was late, but I got better. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get better tomorrow and Saturday. we throwing comebacks. We throwing comebacks. You just lost it and you placing it. You not throwing it. Okay. Come on, man. I'll start getting water. We gotta start getting on the phones. Let me get that one.
Why is he even? I don't know. Where are they at?
I think they're in Miami. They're somewhere where they're just all working out. And yeah, I'm not 1,000% sure what's going on. Matter Daddy asked, where can I get an MFTK hat? Here's what you can do. Hit me up on social media. Best thing to do is you could cash at # MFTK36. Say that's you want the cap, and then inbox me your address, and then and which MFTK hat you want, the FSU, the NWA style. It's 50 on the website, but I think I think 45 gets it shipped. I think it's because on the website they take out the credit card shit. So that'd be that. But let's just go ahead because it is Shark Week. And that was brought up in the chat. And this is a perfect time to remind everybody this summer, because apparently white people are not listening. Stay out of the water. You are delicious to. You know how like we have like caviar and like the delicacies that we like, expensive ones. Like you go get escargot. What's the veal?
Oh yeah, veal.
Wagyu steak, things like that. Like sharks like the taste of white people. They used to like the taste of it. I'll get into the history. I don't want dark history, but like, when we was coming out and they was kicking us over the side of ships and shit, they did like they was following the slave ships. They did like that. We were a delicacy, but now they don't get us that much because we ain't been in the water like that since y'all brought us over here. So like that's why we all scared. So what I want to tell you though is again, the aliens are in the fucking water and they're controlling the water and all of that shit. I don't know how. I can't explain to you like some of the smart people, but just look at this is what happens when you go out there and you're venturing out into the Pacific and in the Atlantic Ocean for no fucking reason. This was happening to boats, swallowing whole boats, like the tour girl in the water. It's swallowed up. I don't know how this is exciting to anybody. This looks like sheer terror. I'd pray to every god known to get me out of this situation.
Gosh, I think I'm right now. Why is your bull popping wheeling?
And like that's the crash. Like that doesn't look fun or exciting or adventurous. Stay out of the water. But more importantly, again, I don't understand. Did we talk about this? Did we talk about the sharks biting white people on Friday?
No.
We didn't?
Oh, actually we did. They had came up shallow water, right? They
were
like almost on the
But
shore.
how does 4 white people get bit? I'll show you how white people get bit. You don't know how to mind your own fucking business. You have no sense of situational awareness. You're too friendly. Like you're friendly at some of the most inopportune times. You won't come to the book bag drive outies in the hood, but you go around saving fucking sharks. You know what a shark does to you.
Friendly.
You've seen the teeth. You won't come and help. You're afraid. You lock you lock your doors when somebody like me comes around, but then you want to help the shark because they made a nice song that your kids listen to. Now, this is what happens. This is what happens with being stupid. And you know what? James Coleman's never happened. This ain't happened
Use
to
a
him.
dumb bitch. Use a dumb bitch. Use a dumb bitch. Use a dumb
Oh, he was
bitch.
trying to help him.
Use a dumb bitch.
Yes.
Use a dumb bitch. Use a dumb bitch. Use a dumb bitch. Don't know how to spend your money. Use a dumb bitch. Use a dumb bitch. You wanna act?
Whoa. What? Whoa. Where's the end?
I don't know.
I just see a single hand wave. Bye.
But do you see the people?
Bye.
They wasn't helping you bring the shark in because they know how this story ends.
Oh my God.
Man, it would have been some shark fillets out this motherfucker.
It's
I
like,
don't even eat fish, and I'd have been eating that.
What's the little kid story, the toad and the scorpion? It's like, it's in my nature. You never heard that story?
Nah.
You try to take the scorpion ass to get across the river. That's crazy. I don't give y'all the same kid stories down in the South.
Nah, we didn't get no toads and scorpions. We have some random ones though that I still remember to this day. Like, you know why I know mongooses can kill snakes? Because of a cartoon called Ricky Tikki Taffy.
I've never. What's that?
And it is Indian. It is Indian. Before you have to go to that, it is. I'm with you. It definitely is. Ricky Tikki Taffy went in, and the mongoose went and hunted the snakes that was trying to kill the people. But the mongoose was fucking with the peoples, so the mongoose was saving the peoples with Ricky Tikki Taffy. It's like an old school
This
cartoon.
was a kid's cartoon?
It was a kid's cartoon. I watched it so many times. Aftercare, Appalachia Elementary School, we was fucking with Ricky Tikki Taffy. It was just some of the best moments of my life watching that little badass, like watching that badass mongoose fuck up some snakes.
That is so weird. I watched so much TV growing up.
But I'm gonna tell you, it was the duck and the scorpion, is what Fatal Jedi says.
A duck? Okay,
Yeah.
well, the basic point was it needed to cross, and it would drown if it killed the duck, but it did it anyway because it's in its nature. Why would you pull a shark who only eats? He wanted to save it.
So we know the snake, we know the shark is hungry because he's thrashing around, can't breathe because he ain't got the water. So you know, like when you can't breathe, you get famished. You're fighting for your life. And you done put it in there, and you're the first snack it sees. And you deserve it. Whatever happened, like you deserve that.
Yeah. Oh, I hope he didn't have kids.
I hope they watched. Because now they can see. It's like Troy, the movie Troy, when Hector actually got to fight Achilles. But before that, Achilles wasn't going to fight because King Agamemnon made him mad. And so what he said was, you go fight your own fucking war. Me and my crew is chilling. So Achilles' cousin said, nah, fuck that. I don't want to get my war. I'm going to kill Hector myself. He puts on Achilles' armor, goes out there. Achilles got like some bad bitches in the back in the room smashing him, right? Wakes up. He's like, hey, man, where the fuck my armor at? Hector kills his cousin. And he is livid. Tells everybody, hey, y'all chill out. Fuck that. He rides his whip to the gates of Troy. Hector! Say, just to let you know, I thought it was you that I killed. Then he threw his mask off. You can see it's me. No mistakes. When I'm done with you, I'm going to cut out your eyes, cut off your tongue, and cut off your ears so you can wander the afterlife. You'll be dumb, deaf, and blind when I'm done with you. That's what the shark told the white man. He was like, I was trying to save you. Now the world will know. Here lies the dumb man who tried to save the shark. You're my meal. Ate him. Like an uncooked chicken, like an uncooked and seasoned chicken breast. He devoured him.
I mean, that guy got it.
But let me tell you this. The funny part in all of this, and the seriousness in all this, and I need you guys to understand this. He could be alive if he just stayed where humans are supposed to be at. Humans are on land. Why do y'all go fucking with these people where they at? Sometimes mind your business. Mind your business. Damn, that was funny. We will talk about on Wednesday's show. I will get into. There's a murder. That was not a murder. Well, I call it a murder, but it's not really. It's a murder that happened behind the crib. That was
I was
wild.
about to say, yeah, that was a murder.
That was
I don't
wild.
know any other way to talk about
No,
it.
yeah, I wasn't talking about it. But July 4th, July 4th's a wild time. Just chill out, guys. Don't put fireworks in your hat. You saw the white man that put the fireworks in his head. In his hat, blew his head, blew his brains out right in front of his wife and kids. Told him I love you right before it happened.
Oh,
I'm starting to believe it was suicide.
What is your algorithm?
It's just, I don't know. It's I don't.
It's disturbing. That would keep me up at
I don't
night.
know why, but I thought I was just like, man, I know not to fuck with fireworks. You know who would never fuck with? I ain't got.
That's a saw.
Do you know who I know will never lose a finger or a limb to fireworks in our family? Kai will not lose. Kai don't want to be
here.
Kai don't want to be nowhere near fireworks. He's like, if fireworks are there, he want to be as far away from fireworks as possible. But we didn't. But people always bring up, black on black crime, and I've always joked with people. Say I'm probably one of the few people. We're some of the few people in America who are least likely to be killed by anybody who looks like them, because we're surrounded by fucking Asians and Indians.
Yeah.
And ironically, in Asian, I think it was. I'm assuming it was Asian on Asian violence. I don't know what happened, but man was found. It was an Asian kid found. It's unfortunate.
Terrible thing.
Family found him on July 4th, and then what's really sad is there was Minnesota Vikings. Imagine achieving your life goal. You made it to the NFL, and you got drafted, so you know you're going to be there for 3 to 4 years, only to never be able to officially put your uniform on because your life was taken unexpectedly on July 4th by people driving incredibly fast. And obviously liquor was involved with the person who hit them. And unfortunately, as it did for the kid that I mentored, Siobhan Mackey, who died the week before Thanksgiving and a few months before his wife was about to, not wife, excuse me, his girlfriend was about to pop out their 4th child. The person who hit him is completely fine. And I'm not here to roast any chick, but if you go look at it, I think it's like just the July 4th thing in the comments, but she also had a lot of cushion. Like, so it's not even fair. She had like airbags. And yes, it was a woman. Because I'm telling you, the fuck the bear. Women love to put the bear on. Nah. Y'all are dangerous. Like it's time for y'all to start accepting the fact that y'all some ain't shit people, man. And like some, not you listening, but some of your peoples, you know who they are. They some ain't shit people. And if you go look at the click on the quote tweet, and then click on that picture. This is the lady who did it.
I feel bad, but no.
No. There's no reason to feel bad. This bitch killed the starting cornerback for the Minnesota Vikings. There's some Minnesota Vikings fans. Now, I'm sad about this because big girls need love too. And there's somebody that this is going to have to be taken off the market. And to be honest with you, for breeding purposes, she should have to give us a left tackle before her time is up.
Wowzers.
But no, I don't even want to, like, we could do a whole show reading the comments.
Yeah,
they are giving her the business in those comments. And but that's they were and then you can go, like, if you go through the other pictures, there's a picture of the car. And again, it's really all darkness aside, it really is a
you're online.
Yeah, you have to go back to the notes. And yeah, it's the one I think right under that one. Oh shit. I will listen. We will listen to a terrible person though. Like, these are the pictures of the car. The things these poor kids never had stood a chance. Will be interesting to see how the final story goes. I will read you what where is it at?
Did she completely go over that? It looked like a monster.
From what somebody was saying was that it was they were all out together hanging out per their social media. And they were maybe racing, and I think somebody lost control of the whip. And yeah, not cool. This is what Maryland State Police said. Maryland State Police are investigating a fatal crash that claimed 3 lives this morning. So the 3 football players died. The deceased are identified as Isaiah Hazel, 23 of Upper Marlboro, Kyrie Jackson, who's the one who plays for the Vikings, Anthony Litton Jr., who FSU fans should recognize as he was a signing, a 5-star cornerback to Florida State. They ended up transferring to Penn State, and I believe he played for maybe Bowie State. Troopers from Fortville Barrack responded to a crash. The three vehicles involved in the crash were a silver Q50, a silver Impala, and a maroon Charger. The investigation indicates the driver of the Infinity, identified as Corey Klingman, was traveling northbound. Investigators believe Klingman attempted to change lanes while driving at a high rate of speed when she struck the Dodge Charger and then struck the Chevy Impala. The Charger subsequently traveled off the right side of the roadway and struck multiple tree stumps where the vehicle came to rest. Klingman had 2 other passengers in her Infinity at the time of the crash. No one was injured in her vehicle. The Chevy Impala was occupied solely by the driver. He was uninjured in the crash and refused medical treatment at the scene. So those are the things that happen. Now, here's a time where bad stuff happens, right? And sometimes we don't know what to say. If you click on the Des Bryant thing, we don't know what to say. And when you don't know what to say, sometimes it's best to not say anything. But here is what a guy who is a social media influencer, not him. That's actually a guy who said something good. But if you go to Des Bryant's tweet,
I see it,
and then click on what he quote tweeted. This guy is Rico Knows TikTok, and he doesn't care because he's getting paid. But like if you click on him, it looks like it's about to be a good tribute. But let's listen to what this sicko has to say about the situation.
Hey, TikTok, Rico Knows here. If you didn't hear the news, Kyrie Jackson has passed away from a car accident last night. Now, I don't have all the details. I haven't really looked into it. I'm actually on vacation right now. But here's what I want to say. Somebody reached out to me in my DMs and said, Rico, you were right because you said he was a terrible person and you said he was this. I just want to get this out there right now. When I talked to former players who have played, former teammates who have played with Kyrie Jackson, they all had the same kind of message, which is an immensely talented person, terrible person, character-wise, but he's immensely talented on the football field. So for me, I'm not going to support somebody like that. Hope he kept his nose clean. I said, I hope he doesn't get arrested, things of that nature. I don't know the details of his car accident, so I'm not going to sit here and say I was right in any regard. I'm just going to tell you guys, decision-making is essential. Not going out at night is essential. Not driving in dangerous times, whatever it is. Like all that stuff is decision-making. Really, you're the end result of your own decision-making. But right now, I don't handle death like everybody else. Like I don't care about death. Death doesn't really move me all that much. I've seen a lot of death in my life. It's just the nature of who I am. So while everybody reacts to death differently, I am going to sit here and tell you guys that you can learn from other people's mistakes, whatever it is. And I saw the post on Twitter where everybody's saying, all I heard is good things about this man. He worked so hard. He made it from a deli, working in a deli. He had no interest in him out of high school, all this stuff. It's like, yeah, the reason he had to be at a deli and the reason nobody had interest in him is because he was kicked out of 4 different universities for substandard conduct. And for the last 12 months, he had managed to do the right things while at Oregon. Not even 12 months.
Yeah, so again, it's like you couldn't even wait. You couldn't even wait.
Yeah.
And it's not even about not handling death. It reminds me of, and it's not just a white person thing. Michael Wilbon will never be forgiven by me for what he said about Sean Taylor after he was murdered in his own home. Sean Taylor wasn't out there trying to do nothing crazy. He was unalived in his own home. It is, and then he went on his platform and bashed him.
I didn't know that.
Like you gotta like there's not fuck him for, like no, my bad. Forget the young man who passed for a second. His family is still trying to break down what happened.
Right.
He might have a daughter. He's got a mother. He's got a father. He's got siblings, possibly. He's got people. Whether you believe the people who told you he was a POS, there are people who people loved Hitler. It's give it a time to breathe.
Secondhand information on top of that.
And you know what happened with everybody from every place that he's ever been had nothing but nice things to say about this kid. And you know who doesn't it's called the turd to talent ratio. They don't draft 4th round picks from a fucking deli who are terrible people who are character issues. They draft you in the 7th round. They'll give you opportunity now if you're really good enough, but they're not drafting you in the 4th round for that, man.
And think about what people are going to think about you. What type of person are you now based off of this?
All he cares about is the monetization.
Yeah,
and that's what we've gotten to. And then these are the people who, when I slap the shit out of them, say, well, this is why America is going to hell in the handbag. It's going that because of you and your needing this to be heard and whatnot. And all jokes about the lady aside, the lady who did it. And I know, I hope she's dealing with, the immense guilt that comes with unaliving 3 people who seemingly were living their best lives. And they went and found her tweets too, bro. She's got an issue with drinking, dog. Every year around the same time, she's got some drinking tweets. And it ain't looking good. And I'm not going to tell you guys, this is a free space, and I'm not going to lie to you. If you just, I know when I'm drinking and where I'm going and how I need to get someplace. And there's been times when I've been I know, I've had way too much. I am not going home. Right. I am not called this. Now there's Uber. There wasn't really Uber then, but it was a situation where I ain't, even now, if I had too much, I'm not chancing going into some stranger's car to drive me somewhere. I want to be in my right mind. I wake up in the morning to handle this shit. Nothing's worse than not waking up. And if that person would have made that decision, it still wouldn't. And a lot of people talked about how fast they drive on that stretch of road anyway. It is what it is. But to end it on a high note, guys, again, trying to get to my book bag drive, 4,000 bags is what we're talking about. Somebody asked, I was trying to remember, go back into the comment section. Yeah, Jason said she's doing 15 years minimum. Hope so. Sport Mark, my bad. I'm going through some of these comments. Sport Mark put, you went to Appalachia. Why did you become a Trojan? I was a Falcon as well. And the problem is I got kicked out of Fairview and I couldn't do it. So that's why I didn't go to Appalachia. So you're just looking? All right, cool. We're finishing up, buddy. Somebody, Matter Day said he'll be at MHS IMG. Hopefully we'll put on a good show. Somebody asked about the book bag drive. Again, go to my pin suite and you can get all of the information for the book bag drive on my pin suite. Please, $36 a bag. Please donate if you got a business that does a match program. Oh yeah, Gerard Williams asked, James, how do I donate to the book bag drive? Please check out my pin suite at Big Game James _36. You'll see a link there. You can donate money, Cash App, $MFTK36. We have Stripe. We have PayPal. We don't have PayPal right now. This is Killer right here. Show him your grill, Killer. Show him the teeth. Oh, you missed it. Come here. Come here. Show him the grill. Oh, which one is it? Oh, is that?
It's the big one.
Oh, the big one?
Mm-hmm.
Show him the grill. There we go. All right. Bounce. All right. Anyways, make sure you guys tell that. Even if you can't donate, please share. JamesColemanGivesBack.com. Also check that out. Please go sign up to volunteer. Sign your kid up for the football camps. Sign your kid up for a bag. Tallahassee, Jacksonville, all of those different places, man. Appreciate you guys for chopping it up with me. Show went a little bit long. We will do a show on Wednesday, probably in the evening and Friday morning. Thanks for everybody coming out. Appreciate you chopping up with me. We'll see you guys next time.